have the current market analysis for Gamestop Corporation, stock ticker GME. So as we can see here, the stock itself, GME, is following the broader trajectory of the market. For the most part, most stocks today have been trading lower. It would be much harder to find a stock that is performing well rather than a stock that is performing poorly. The vast majority of stocks are trading under pressure at the moment. So, as things currently stand, it's not much of a surprise to see that GameStop is trading under pressure. But we have broken some very important support zones, and we do need to look at some individual price levels so that we can try to devise a game plan, a trading strategy here going forward. So specifically, what we can point to here would be the current price low, which now comes in at 2043. We have seen a bit of a bounce here, but not much. The eventual price high for the trading session came in at 2072. So we're talking about a very tight trading range here, and I will sort of move down into the lower time frame so that we can see this a bit more clearly. But as we can see, the stock itself did gap lower today. So this is roughly in line with what has been happening with the stock market as a whole. We've seen many, large cap technology stocks, Mag 7 stocks, trade with this type of price action here. I did just release a video on Amazon, Nvidia as well. I suggest people take a look at those videos because if you really want to see a price gap lower, those are some real price gaps lower. We did see a bit of a downside movement here from going down from 2170 to the current price gap. The bottom of the current price gap comes in at 2120. So we are looking at roughly a 50-cent price move here, gapping activity. So it's not encouraging, obviously, because you don't want to see downward price movements at all, obviously. But as far as price gaps are concerned, these are fairly minimal on the day. We can see here that later the market did roughly fill most of that price gap. I can use another arrow here to point this out. So as we can see here, prices did post highs here, and this does roughly come in line with the top of this price gap. So not quite. I mean, we didn't completely fill this gap to the top side. That would have required a high, more near-term high coming in at 2170. We didn't exactly see that. We saw prices come in at 2160. So, this upside price movement here is a bit to be expected given the fact that share prices did gap lower. But we really need to move to the broader time frame here to make an assessment of what is actually happening to the stock currently. Because these have been very significant price moves lower, and there doesn't seem to be much that's really defending this $20 price zone. So, as we can see here, we were really expecting short sellers to start to step into the market just ahead of this $30 mark. If you'd like to hear some more in-depth coverage of why I thought that to be the case, you can look at some of the prior videos that are on the playlist. I won't go back into that here, but it's not a surprise here that short sellers did step into the market just at these. The high here would be 29.79. So the result here was a much lower share price, and we're now threatening this $20 mark. So to understand where we're likely headed next, we do have to sort of go back in history here. The next level to the downside is now coming in at 1770. We can see that this is roughly the price low from May 24. So this would be the next major level to the downside. Of course, this would mean that we give up the $20 zone. This is an important psychological support zone, but there really isn't much to be seen for the stock in terms of historical support that does come in near this $20 mark. Currently, the main level to watch at this point is seen at the 70 level because this really was the sort of the catalyst for this main move higher, which did result in share prices ultimately moving back toward highs of above $48 per share. So the way things currently stand, this is the current outlook. There really isn't much to support share prices at that $20 mark, other than the psychological support and perhaps some options defense that could be seen in that area. But other than that, the downside price movements here, seeing a gap form at these levels is not encouraging. And then we also have to consider the fact that the broader market is trading under a huge amount of selling pressure at the moment. It does seem a bit unrealistic to expect GME to completely buck that trend and completely reverse course as all of these other stocks in the market, these major Mag 7 stocks, are completely being destroyed. I mean, honestly, I really do. If you're not going, if you don't watch the other videos, I would at least suggest taking a look at a price chart, because stocks like Nvidia and Amazon have just completely collapsed. So, sort of expecting GameStop here to sort of hold up in the face of all of that really does call into question some real issues at this point. Do people actually believe that it still makes sense to hold on to this stock? I think that if people are going to make an assessment, an honest assessment about whether or not they want to continue trading this stock, I would suggest thinking about how long you've been holding the stock, and how much opportunity cost has been diminished during that process. There's a lot of clickbait that surrounds these things, a lot of clickbait that surrounds these stocks, AMC, GME. Things like that. And it really is sort of encouraging people to hold on to these stocks much longer than they probably would otherwise. All relevant information is currently contained in market prices. There's not going to be some random, tweet somewhere or some Reddit post somewhere that's going to completely change the scenario here. All relevant information is already contained in market price. If information is posted somewhere on the internet, the market already knows about it. Okay, there are no mysteries here. All that we can really do is look at price action and make determinations about what is most likely going forward. I'm not telling you that prices are going to move higher or lower. I'm just talking about what is most likely to occur next. And if we don't see some significant option support here, options defense and support created at the $20 level, supporting that price zone, I do think that the next price level that we're looking at comes in at 1770. So it is up to people to sort of determine, what their goals are here, what they're actually expecting for this stock, what they're actually expecting with this stock, because an imminent reversal here as the rest of the market continues to decline the way that it is, in my view, seems incredibly unrealistic, naive, and probably juvenile. So here's the current market analysis for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.